You don't even have an intro, so that's
Yeah.
not even how it
No.
goes.
Yeah, this is my intro. I'm like, meet cute cafe. Let's do this shit.
You just start in the middle of the game.
That's not how it goes. Okay.
That's how your intros go. Yes, it is.
No, it isn't. Anyways, I'm pressing. Oh, wait. I can't press start yet. Hold on. The city was crowded and noisy as always, but I was just used to it. Yeah, sell that stuff. Buy low, sell high, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to read this.
Your viewers need to know what's
Sorry.
happening.
Okay. During the entire call, my colleague was asking me trivial questions. Didn't even think before answering them. My mind was thinking only about the upcoming meeting. However, our talk was interrupted. I suddenly hit something hard with my feet and instantly fell down. Damn! The hard object that I hit turned out to be a big piece of broken tile. Business partner. Hey, are you alright? I took the phone from the ground and simply replied, I'll call you later. I hung up and stood up, then looked down at my suit. The streets were wet from the rain, so my suit was. It was just too dirty to be called a suit, more like a mess of mud. Then I looked at my watch. 10:05 a.m., 40 minutes until the meeting. Shit! Fortunately, I didn't take my laptop or backpack with me, so my clothes were the only thing that got dirty. But it was too late to go back home, and I didn't take my wallet with me, so I couldn't pay for a taxi. My office was just around a 5 minutes of walk away. I should find a place to clean myself quickly. I could also buy a new suit, but I didn't take my wallet with me. Why did it have to happen today? There weren't many places around me. Bank, grocery stores, cafe. Wait a minute. The cafe should have a washing machine. What? They usually wash hand towels in them. Oh, I should go and ask. I entered the cafe. It was a little crowded, but nobody paid any attention to me. Damn! I approached a waitress and asked her. It's not a waitress. It's a stripper. Excuse me? She looked at me with a confused expression and asked. I got quiet. Well, Jared?
What? Oh wow! What the fuck are you watching?
You can read.
I'm not reading that.
Fine, I thought you were gonna be her.
No.
Fine, hello sir. How can I help you? Well, I accidentally fell down and mudded my suit, and I'm going to have a very important meeting soon. Can I wash it quickly here in your cafe's washing machine? She looked at my pants with a sad smile and said, Sir, I'm sorry to say, but please, I really have no I don't have any other option. She looked again at my suit and then at the crowd and then gave a heavy sigh. Well, if it's really the only option. Thank you. Thank you so much. You saved my day. She approached another waitress and said something to her. This other waitress looked at me, then nodded with a playful smile and winked at me. The waitress I talked to approached me and said, Follow me, please. We headed into the kitchen and then entered a small laundry room. The head waitress agreed to help you. The only condition is that I have to look after you so that you don't steal something. Do I look like a person who's going to steal something? She struggled for a second and then responded with a smile. I met you just a minute ago. Why should I trust you? Okay, fine.
Point.
I don't mind it anyway. Can you show me where I can throw my suit? She pointed to the washing machine and said, You can throw your clothes there. How much time do you have till the meeting? Half an hour. Then we'll pick the short mode. It's around 10 minutes, then fast drive for another 10 minutes. This will be fast enough for you, right? Yes, thank you. You saved my day. And I approached the washing machine and took off my pants. Hey, what the hell? Can't you warn me before doing something like that? But you said I can Heavy sigh. She turned around and then said, just do it already. Then pick up some towels to cover yourself in the cupboard. Thanks. I took off my suit, underwear, and shirt. Damn, everything? I threw everything in the washing machine. Then I took some towel from the cupboard and covered myself. I'm done, you can start the washing machine. She turned back, pressed some buttons. Done. Now I guess I'll have to stay with you until it's done. Is it really okay that I spend your work hours like that? Well, the head waitress... Sorry. Well, the head waitress said it's okay. She's a kind person. So you should thank her later. Then... Are you gonna chat here like this until it's done? Do we have a choice? It would be strange to see a topless man with only a towel on and walk through the cafe or kitchen.
Fair.
Yeah, I guess you were right. Then for some reason, we had an awkward silence between us for a few moments. The waitress looked down and didn't say anything while I didn't know what to say. After a while, I couldn't wait any longer and interrupted it with the first question that got on my mind. Actually, I forgot to ask you. Do you like what you see? What's your name? I'm Alice. And you? Oh, my name is...
You fucking bitch!
I'm Jared. Then nice to meet you, Jared. She smiled and looked a little into my eyes, then blushed and looked somewhere else. I didn't want another round of awkward silence, so I asked immediately after that. How long do you work here? I've been working here since this cafe opened. So this place is not too old? Yeah, we opened around a year ago. The head waitress is my friend. We worked together at another place before. We both didn't like our previous job, so as soon as she got the offer here, she offered me this place too. We helped the owner of this place to set and organize everything. That's how I started to work here. And to sound like you, Jared. And where did you work before that?
I will fucking kill myself.
Tailbucks, near Central Park. I think I know that place, but I never visited it. In fact, I've never gone to any kind of coffee houses, cafes, or restaurants at all. She looked at me with a confused expression. Are there any reasons for this? I just don't like to spend much money for something I can do myself. Cooking is a thing I can do pretty good. She smiled warmly and responded, What a coinkydink. We need some good cooks right now. Well, I'll think about that offer in case I get fired today. But I will come here more often just to see and talk to a cute girl that works here. Okay.
Ow, what? How subtle?
That's a little subtle. She smiled even wider and blushed. So you know someone here. Do I know her?
I think you do.
Yes, I think you can see her every day when you look in the mirror.
That was so clever.
Oh, I guess your girlfriend is a happy woman. Fuck it. I don't have a girlfriend at the moment, but thanks anyway. And what about you? Does your boyfriend visit you often here? No, I don't have anyone too. Wow, now this seems even more like a meet cute. do you get it? She said meet cute.
Yeah, I get it. He said it. I said it.
She laughed loudly and responded, Aha, that's right. The situation would be even funnier if someone locked us here. Yeah, I can already imagine a film about us, something like Dirty Meat or Washing of Love. You guys just met 2 seconds ago. Alice laughed even harder. It didn't seem like she felt uncomfortable anymore. By the way, you still didn't tell me what your job is. Nothing special, just a manager in an IT company.
I'm a credit analyst.
Just an accountant. Yeah, sounds boring. Hey, you could try to deny it at least. And the meeting that you'll have soon is important, right?
No.
Very important. That's why I can't miss it for such a stupid reason. I would also like to know more about your job, like, what do you do for a living?
It's a cafe.
Yes, she's the, I think, the front desk person, or fucking cashier at the cafe. I asked her some questions and we continued our conversation. Alice was smiling and laughing at my jokes. You're still naked, by the way. It was obvious that she seemed interested in me, but that was mutual. Damn, that got quiet real quick. So, when the washing machine made a beep. Oh, I guess it's time to dry them now. She approached the washing machine and pressed some buttons again. Then the washing machine started to spin my clothes again. Alice turned around and asked with a playful smile. So, I was wondering, maybe we could do something else besides just talking. Like what? She slowly approached me while looking into my eyes. I think it's a good idea. Do you have anything in mind, Beauty? Yes. I think I know a good thing that we could spend our time on.
You could spend your time on this dick.
Alice hugged and kissed me. God damn.
What do you expect was gonna happen?
I should have gotten the uncensored version. Just kidding. She then stood up and approached the washing machine while breathing heavily. I used a towel that I dropped to clean myself. I realized what I was doing and asked her in confusion. Is it okay for me to, clean myself with this towel? She opened the machine, turned back to me, and said with a smile, "What's the point of asking when you've already done it?" It's not a problem. I'll throw it in the washing machine all together with some other towels that we have. Just drop it there and take your clothes. You don't have much time left. By the way, Jared, I was gonna say you're still a human and she's an animal. That's gonna be a problem. I nodded and dropped it on the floor, then approached her and took my clothes. They were very warm, but still a little wet. Gladly, it wasn't really a problem. The most important thing was that the dirt was nowhere to be seen. Thank you again. I'll come back this evening and give you money for the wash. She smiled and replied, "We don't need money for that, but it would be really nice to meet again this evening." So I guess it's a date? Yeah. I work here till 6 p.m. Will 6:30 be okay for you? Yeah, sure. I work till 4 p.m., so I'll have enough time to go home and back here. Then deal.
Right now?
She then picked the towel from the floor and put it in the washing machine while I was putting my clothes on. I quickly said goodbye and ran to my office. Wow, what an incredible start of a day. I guess you could say that.
Are you recording right now?
Yes. I told you I'm recording this. At last, all the work was done. Good music right here. It was quite stressful. But at least I'm not going to have these kinds of meetings in the near future. I went to my house, took a shower, and changed into some more comfortable clothes. Then I went back to the cafe, and around 6:20 p.m. I was standing near its entrance. It was already closed, but I could see some workers cleaning through the window. But Alice was nowhere to be seen. I hope she didn't forget about her date. Don't worry, I didn't. It must be embarrassing. Oh my god, she's so stunning. She suddenly appeared from the left. Wait, where did you, wait, where did you come from? I thought you were still in the cafe. I was, but I usually enter and leave it through the back door. I looked at my watch and looked back at her face and asked, so, do you have any preferences for a place? What about some fast food restaurants like Burger King? I'm both hungry and broke, so I can't afford a normal restaurant. I always wanted to try the new Grimace meal. Wow, I'm a little surprised by how honest she is. Wait, but I thought that I'm the one who's going to pay for dinner. You're the one who saved my day. It would be ungrateful to let you pay for your part of the dinner. Well, I was the one who called you on this day, so I should pay for everything. Can I make a choice? Nope. But, well, I think it would be fair enough for us to pay for ourselves. If you insist, I guess it's okay. What a beta. Maybe you know some places where we can go? I know most of the fast food restaurants nearby. Wait, really? Yeah, why is this something to brag about? Yeah, I tried all the cheap restaurants that you can reach in a 20-minute walk from here. Do you want some Eastern food or just burgers? I like spicy food, so let's try some Asian food. Really? I like it too. You have to invite me later for dinner at your place. I'm gonna try something spicy from a middle-aged man that cooks good.
The fuck? I'm not middle-aged, bitch!
Sounds a little strange, but no problem. We'll try on our second date. Awesome, don't go back on your words later. Now let's go, I'll show you the way. By the way, the hole in her shirt's a cat for some reason. It's kind of weird to see an animal wearing some other animal on a shirt. Alright, she took my hand and we walked to the restaurant, which was not so far from the cafe. We arrived in around 5 minutes. It was a small Eastern style restaurant in Eastern style. You just said that. We went into it and sat at the table. Alice called the waitress. Waitress calling calls. What? Oh, waitress calling calls a waitress. That's ironic. I think you drank too much before this. Aha, maybe I should offer her a cup of coffee as well. A girl approached us and gave us the menus. Then she went back to the kitchen. While we were looking through the menus, do you need any advice? I visit this place quite often, so I try most of the dishes. Actually, yes, I like to ask you for some recommendations. If you want something spicy and simple, you should try the curry rice here. You can even ask for extra spiciness, but even my mouth can't take it. Take it, accept it, so you should try. So you should try it at your own risk. Sounds good to me. Anything else? If you are very hungry and have enough money with you, try the ramen here. It's pretty good. Well, you can order some sushi as well, but I think it's too overrated and overpriced. I don't like sushi, but so I guess I'll try it. Then what about you? I'll order the curry rice. Should I call the waitress again? Yes, I'm ready to order. Why is she being the male here? Alice nodded and called the waitress. She approached us. We quickly made our orders and she went back to the kitchen. So while we're waiting for our order, why don't you tell me a little about yourself? Sure, any questions? What do you do in your free time except cooking? I really wonder what are the hobbies of someone who works in an office all day. Actually, I don't have many hobbies, but I spend most of my free time on them. First of all, I like fishing. There's nothing better than going to a lake to fish all day. But usually I don't have time for this, only on vacations. She smiled and said, I could see that. It won't be easy. It's not that easy to fish after a whole day of work in the office. I also like drawing different stuff when I want to relax and calm my mind after a hard day. Wait, really? You're actually an artist? Is it that hard to believe it? Yes, your closing your job made me assume that you are like a normal manager who likes golf, tennis, and talking about the stock market all day. Sounds like you, Jared.
Hey, stock market's a good thing. Dude, my Amazon stock and SoFi stock are flying up.
But an artist who likes to fish? Sounds like a joke. Haha.
You, Alice?
She's very mean to you. I like drawing.
Why does her, like, cleavage slit look like a fucking cat?
That's what I just said earlier.
I don't listen to you.
I like drawing because my mom taught me how to draw when I was a kid. And regarding fishing, let me guess, your father? Yes, pretty obvious, I guess. We have been fishing together since I was a kid. He's a true fishing master. He actually won many fishing contests. His house is just full of different prizes. My dad doesn't like fishing, but he likes fish. He is a cook in a restaurant, and every family holiday he cooks fish for us. Haha, I thought girls who look for someone like their dads is just a stereotype. If that was true, I would already ask you to cook something for this date. Besides, your cooking skills are no match to my father's. That's good, I was afraid he would challenge me to a cooking battle, and I could be with you only if he approves my skills. Don't worry, he's nice. If we ever get to the point at which you'd have to meet my parents, you'd be surprised how friendly he is. We chatted about our families for a while, and soon our waitress arrived and served us our orders. Alice thanked her, and we started eating immediately without any talk. Well, we were both hungry, so I guess it was natural. The food was good, the noodles were delicious. Honestly, I would have spent around 2 hours cooking something like that. Alice finished her meal faster than me and just looked at me while I was finishing mine. A little awkward, but it didn't bother me at all. When I finished, Alice looked at me with a smile and asked, "So how good did it taste?" Actually, not bad. I think we should visit this place again later. I want to try something else. Oh wow, we are planning our third date before the first one even ends? Not over. Seems like you have some other interesting plans for this evening. She responded to me with a lewd smirk. Yes, I would like to continue our morning thing, but not now. Huh? What do you think about bowling? I know a good place where we could try it. Sounds good to me. I never tried it before, but it's never too late to try something new. I didn't try it either, and always wanted to try it with someone. None of my friends are interested in it, so I didn't have an opportunity. Gladly, you've met me, and now we'll try it. She laughed loudly and took out her wallet. She asked the waitress to bring the bill. We paid for the food and left. Let me pause this first. It was already dark and cloudy outside. Alice looked up and said with a dissatisfied expression, "Shit, I hope it doesn't rain today. I really don't want to catch a cold. Too bad I didn't take my umbrella with me. Let's hurry up then." Soon we arrived at the bowling center's reception.
Let's fucking go.
Good evening.
Good evening. How can I help you?
Hi, we'd like to try bowling together for about 2 hours. 2 hours? Apparently she wants us to go to my place late at night. Huh. Well, it's Friday anyway.
Do you want one track or two?
One, we're trying bowling for the first time.
Alright, that'll be $10. You can choose shoes of your size from the racks near the tracks.
Alice took out a banknote. A banknote. Paid, then looked at me and said with a smile, "I'll pay for this. The idea was mine." I just shrugged. If she wants to pay for both of us, I won't argue. The manager gave us a token.
We also have a bar in case you want something. Have a nice game.
We thanked him and made our way to the tracks. Half of them were already occupied. There were a lot of people. We changed our shoes and inserted the token. The screen above us lit up and began to display some columns. The Skittles were placed at the end of the lane. Alice looked at me with a puzzled face. Do you know how to play? I shook my head. Same, I've never played. Should we ask someone? Let's try it ourselves first. Alice took the ball from the rack and began to inspect it. I thought it would be heavier. I went up to the rack and also took a ball, but I wouldn't say it was light. Is it really that light for her, or maybe she was expecting 50-kilogram balls? But not very light either. Alice smiled, patted my shoulder, and said with a smirk, I could tell you the address of the gym I go to. I don't see any point in going there except to see you in a sports suit. Alice laughed. Haha, it's a pity that there are 10 more guys who want that too. Are they as charming as me? Can they cook? Starting to feel a little insecure. I can't answer the second question, but the answer to the first one is definitely no. She walks up to the lane and gets ready to throw the ball. Stepping back and running a little, she abruptly threw the ball and it quickly rolled towards the Skittles. But the ball never reached the Skittles and rolled into the gutters instead. It's harder than I thought. I think you should throw it a little slower. Let me try. Alice stepped back and watched my actions with curiosity. I backed off a bit, took a slow run, and carefully threw the ball straight down the middle of the lane. However, the ball moved slowly and soon changed its trajectory as well. You're not an expert either, haha. I didn't claim to be an expert, I just assumed. Besides, I wasn't wrong when I said you were throwing them too fast. Alice smiled sweetly and picked up a new ball from the rack. Oh, we're still here. We spent the next hour and a half learning how to bowl. We were goofing around, gave each other advice, told funny stories, and we had a good time in general. Alice seemed to like me more and more. Although she was a little shy at the laundry room this morning, she was a very open and cheerful person. Besides, I'd be lying if I said she didn't seem very attractive to me. Even wearing something other than that cafe outfit, it was hard not to stare at her. By the way, we didn't make much progress, and most of the balls went by. I managed to get one strike, and Alice got two. After a while, the scoreboard above us suddenly made a sound. We looked at it and saw our results. Ah, great. Alice beat me by a couple of points and won our first game. Congratulations. Now I can be sure that the title of the worst bowling player doesn't belong to you. You'll have a second chance to give it to me next time. She smiled sweetly and kissed me on the cheek. Maybe we should go to the bar? No. Sounds like a great idea. But since you won, then I'll pay for the both of us. Hey, but we didn't have that deal. Yep, but I would have paid even if I'd won. But it's a convenient excuse, so you can't refuse. She smiled and sighed jokingly, then said, Okay, fine. But only this time. When's our date ending? Alright. We changed back into our shoes and went to a bar where there weren't many people around. Light jazz music was playing. We sat on the high chairs of the bar and the bartender came up to us. Good evening, how can I help you? Good evening, I'll have a screwdriver. And Alice? I looked at Alice, she smiled back at me and said to the bartender, I'll take the same one. The bartender nodded and started pouring our drinks. Actually, I don't like alcoholic drinks. That's why I don't know anything other than screwdriver, mojito, and Bloody Mary. I used to be a bartender myself, and know most alcoholic drinks. Seriously? I'm getting more and more surprised at how many weird things you know. As a university student, you need to work somewhere, and I chose bartending. I worked as a waitress even through university times. What about your specialty? You may think it's strange, but after graduation, I realized I liked working as a waitress more than working in my specialty. What about the salary? Are you satisfied with it? Aha, you have no idea how many tips my clients leave me. I bought an apartment thanks to my parents, so I don't worry about renting. And I have enough money from work for a good life. And I wonder why she's broke now. Well, since you have your own home, then it's understandable. I also began to think about buying one recently after I realized that I'm okay with living here for the rest of my life. Before that, I was tormented by doubts. What if I want to move to another state or city? What should I do with my apartment then? And now I'm so used to the city that I can't imagine how I would have to get along somewhere else. Well, I also like the city, but at the same time, all this noise annoys me. It's difficult to fall asleep because of the cars. Noise isn't a problem for me, quite the contrary. I can't sleep in complete silence. Alice laughed. Aha, then you'll get along very well with my snoring. Why, you don't look like a snoring person. She shrugged her shoulders and replied, It's because I fell off my skateboard and broke my nose as a kid. We went straight to the doctor that day. Nothing serious happened, but since then I've been breathing badly in one nostril. We haven't had a drink yet, and you're already telling me things like that about yourself. I don't think it's something very personal, rather funny. What's wrong with snoring? I'm not ashamed of it, and I always joke about myself. Self-acceptance through humor, yeah. The bartender served us and immediately went to another part of the counter to serve customers there. We raised our glasses and both gulped down our cocktails. Wow, what a taste. Is that just orange juice and vodka? Yes, it's literally orange juice and vodka in a 2-to-1 ratio. Okay, next time I'll take something not that strong. I don't want to get drunk too fast. Then you met the right person. I know a good cocktail recipe. When the bartender finished serving other customers at the other end of the counter, I called him. After asking him a little bit about what kind of cocktails they make, I told him to make one according to my recipe. At first, the bartender was surprised, but I explained that I also worked as a bartender. He was even more surprised, but he still accepts our orders. Having finished with our order, he walked away and began to clean the empty glasses. The bartender was really nice and made the recipe just right. And after tasting it, Alice remarked, This one is much better. Much better and tastier than the last one. Aha, of course, I came up with this recipe myself at the bartending courses. Are there bartending courses? Of course. Do you think becoming a bartender is easy? Well, it wasn't hard for me to become a waitress. I thought that becoming a bartender is also not that difficult. I thought exactly the same until I tried to get a job. All the bars refused to accept me without these courses, so I had to borrow money from my dad to be able to attend them. I finished the courses quickly, then worked as a bartender for the next couple of years. Was it interesting? Actually, yes, there were many funny stories that I would not have believed if I hadn't seen them with my own eyes. So why don't you tell them? I don't want to talk. If you insist. Then we spent around an hour discussing funny stories from my work. Sometimes we order new cocktails. Alice appreciated their taste. She really liked them. We ordered them several times. In this way, the rest of our evening flew by. Please be the end. Please. And I thought my work was interesting. Well, my job seems ridiculously boring now. If you start selling alcohol in a cafe, I assure you even more interesting stories will happen. I hope that never happens. And she took out her phone and looked at it. It seems it's time to move on to the fun part of the evening. I'm already looking forward to it, haha. She looked at me with a lewd smirk and winked her eye, then dialed and called a taxi. I paid for the drinks, adding a little tip to the bartender for not refusing my requests. We got out and waited under the porch for our taxi. It was already completely dark outside, and only the lamppost allowed us to see something. You live far from here? 5 minutes by car. That's great, so you don't have to wait long. We waited for a taxi, got into it, and drove to my house. I lived in a two-story house near the outskirts of the city. The area is calm and quiet. When I opened the door, Alice looked around with interest. Send her home. I turned to her and said, let's go inside. Ah, looks like it's time for the exciting part. Before I could finish it, Alice jumped on me with her arms and began to kiss me on the lips. I hugged her and we slowly entered the house. I closed the door behind us. Maybe we should go straight to the bedroom? You don't have to tell me twice. God. I took her hand and we immediately went upstairs into the bedroom. I better not have to read all that shit. We both started to breathe heavily with happy smiles on our faces, and that's how everything started. That's the story of our first date with Alice. The story of our own meet cute. The end. Yes! Dot dot dot. A game by Dirty Fox Games. Art by Dad. Music by Anti-Lude. Special thanks to Zeralix. And you. Thanks. Oh my god, thank god we're done.